Morning, guys. Mike from Pattern Traders. It's the August 10th on a Thursday. Update on BTC. Nothing's changed on my end. I still think that we are going up to that 32 to $34,000 mark, which is pink over here. Now, the question that a lot of people are asking are we going to go from here, or are we going to do something along the lines of this and then go up, which I think is more logical. $28,000 before we hit 32 and 34,000. Technically speaking, it's very evident to me that the range high and the range low will be what we're going to be playing in for the next couple of quarters. Talking about like over the term of the next maybe 6 to 8 months by the end of the year. I can't see us getting above this soon, and I can't see us breaking below this soon unless there's news that impact the price. If news come out for whatever reason, bullish or bearish, then we're going to get a bigger swing. Otherwise, I am pretty confident we're going to be sitting in this particular range right now between $34,000 and 23.7. Any longs down here for a long-term perspective are solid in my eyes. Any shorts for a swing short from up here are solid in my perspective. But right now in the middle, we're literally sitting at the 0.5 of the range high and the range low, which is $28,914. As you can see, price is sitting at that 0.5. If you take a typical Fibonacci level from the height to the bottom, I'm going to put the trend line on this so you guys can see where I took it from, make this black, right? I took it from here, and then I put it over here, and we didn't even touch the 0.5 yet, right? So the 0.5 is 28.3, which I think is going to take place. 28,000s in my eyes are coming, you know, for sure. Personally speaking, nothing's for sure, but you know what I'm saying. That's not for certain, but I think it is. Golden pocket is 27s, which I'm probably going to have bids down. Any move to the downside for me, it's going to be stack up on altcoins, because the move up is going to be $32,000 to $34,000. Now that you see how this is drawn out, let's go to a clean chart. Let me show you guys something very interesting. Open up your order block indicator. Guys, the order block indicator is important. Pretty much the only freaking indicator that somebody needs for price action other than the FVGs, right? So now we are filling the daily FVG, which is gray, while being submerged under this bearish red order block. Close the FVG because it's busy right now, since we know where it's we identified it. Unless we get above this SR flip, which we did on the lower time frame, but we couldn't keep above it on the daily close, which means that unless we get a close above this thing is going lower, man. It's gonna go lower. It's gonna go lower, right? So target to the top side, if we do happen to get above this, is going to be anywhere between 31.3 and 31.7, around there. You want to assume that this particular wick plus this particular wick holds merit. So if we do happen to close above this SR flip, which I'm going to name for you guys right now, the SR flip is 29.7. SR flip, SRT, fast car. So if we do happen to get above this SR flip at 29.7, target will be, short-term target will be this particular box over here, which is going to be 31,000 to 31.5. Keep in mind, guys, we're still under 2 daily order blocks. This is 1 daily order block. This is another daily order block. What's even worse is that we are literally right under the 3-day order block. See this? 3-day bearish order block. These red blocks are bearish, guys, unfortunately. On the flip side, if you go back to like the daily and you draw a trend line, we are closing in on the ultimate death. So what's going to happen now, guys? The liquidity of the block that led to the low that we're in right now, right? This liquidity up here is sitting at, let's see this, liquidity, 32.3, guys, and we haven't taken it yet. So what is more logical right now? Fake out to the downside and then go up? Or is it more logical to do something along the lines of take the liquidity, take this liquidity up here, then collapse to the downside, screw everybody out, and then carry out to $34,000 or $35,000 for a kind of like distribution or kind of consolidation above range high? I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I'm watching this particular chart. This is all I'm literally watching. This trend line, and to see if with liquidity at $32,000 gets taken beforehand. Now, one concerning aspect of the whole thing is if you open up your weekly chart, you are under the weekly bearish order block, which is currently 29.3 and 32.4. So if you go and take the liquidity of this order block at $32,000, I'm like almost certain we're going to collapse, man. If we do happen to do something like this, I'm certain we're going to deviate and collapse. And the target's going to be this down here, man. Unfortunately. You know? That's what sucks. So that's why I'm not really stacking on altcoins. But I am buying every possible dip I get an opportunity to when it comes to some certain altcoins. Like Sol, for example. I've been buying the shit out of it. I want to target 40s. I'll explain after. AKT, whoever got in it with me, guys, God bless. We're up like over 300% on AKT. It's a monster trade over here. It's gotta be patient, man. You know, I bought another big bag of kudos. Guys, don't forget, I wrote these shit coins down, man. I wrote all these shit coins down, but I bought another big bag of this freaking scam coin over here. And all I'm doing right now is I'm just targeting range high, which is going to be like the 4.9 and the 5 right here. 0.0049 and like 0.005 is what I'm targeting. A nice little run. I don't know what the percentage is. Probably going to be like 200%. Maybe not. Like $1.50, give or take. I'm not even trying to get greedy and say, hey, we're going to target up here yet. Hopefully that'll be great, but I'm only targeting range high up here. Back to BTC because that's all that matters right now. And one other thing I want to bring to your attention, guys. Very important. This is very important. Weekly. Look at this weekly. Now, this trend line, which is the blue line, if it gets above the mid, guys, we're going to have a massive pump. Massive pump. Right? It's going to trend and just give us a massive pump. But because we already have a forming weekly bearish over-under, what I'm thinking is going to happen is while this thing comes down, this thing goes up, and we're going to do something like this. And that's going to be a massive move, man. So maybe we might get a little bit of a pullback because a weekly over-under gives you a decent-sized pullback. But it's going to be a buy the dip opportunity. Buy the freaking dip opportunity. So even if we do happen to come down here, dude, I am going all in like you've never imagined. When I see over-unders like this, all I got to do after I see a bearish over-under, if it actually plays out, right? Because it could potentially not play out and just drag out. It could just do this, right? It could just drag out. But if it plays out, guys, I'm going to the daily and the 12-hour. And all I'm going to do is this already has a buy. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for the over-under on the bull side. And it always works, guys. Like, you'll see it. If it doesn't work, it's not going to work because the higher time frame is bearish. But meanwhile, the higher time frame right now, for example, look at the 2-week, right? We're already crossing to the top side. We're already up there. So we're technically over here right now. So after this dump that we have, it's going to be a decent move to the top side for about maybe like 5 or 4 months, assuming everything goes according to plan. So I am buying every single dip opportunity. And every time you see a daily reset or over-under that takes place, like something like this, while the 2-week is bullish, you're talking about a multi-month uptrend. I'm not exaggerating. Multi-month uptrend, right? Again, over-under right here, right? Right here. These over-unders work, guys. They really do work. You just got to just time them correctly. And it all comes down to if you have a daily over-under, but you have a bearish weekly over-under, the weekly will supersede the daily. But if the daily is bullish and the 2-week is bullish and the weekly is bullish, it's a multi-month uptrend where any kind of reset of the RSX at that point, any kind of green reset at the RSX at that point is like an instant blind long. And I can give you guys a lot of examples from the past that took place, which I wish I had these particular indicators during the 2021 and 2020 run to the top side. So if we do get an opportunity to buy BTC or to buy crypto somewhere down here, I'm going to go all in. Hopefully it does something like this and then we shoot up. And then at that point, you know what your target's going to be, right? If we don't get to 34 first, then we get down here, target's going to be 34. And then after that, if we do happen to get above 34, you want to go, I think it was, there you go, the 3-day. You want to target this particular little liquidity at $40,000. So just go to your higher time frame, open up your order block indicator, which is the most important indicator currently right now. It's not an oscillator, it's literally giving you price action. Open up the FVG so you see exactly where the fair value gaps are and tell yourself, What am I targeting right now? So if you want to do it, you want to be a little more cleaner, don't show the gap zone because it's kind of messy. And let's make the bullish colors blue, the bearish colors, I don't know, purple. Would that work? Yeah, okay, good enough. And all you got to do right now is say, all right, on the weekly time frame, where are we? You want to target the median. The median is always the most important one. The middle of the FEG. So we're going to be at 28.2 soon. We already tapped this median. The other median, which is pretty significant for me, if you ask me, is, wait, where'd it go? Order block, hold on. Yeah, is $21,000 with a wick all the way down to 18,000 to take this particular liquidity. 2 week. Oh, we already hit the 2 week mark. Yeah, this is crazy, guys. Like, we have so much built up on the downside because all we've been doing is just like, how does this even look right now? Hold on a second. Let's see something. This is your mitigation block. This is definitely a bearish retest, guys. This is going to break everything. This is going to go somewhere down here, man. I'm like 99.9% sure we're going to be down here within the next maybe fucking 4 months, unfortunately. This is a straight up bearish retest. This is basically, hey, distribution, break, come right down, retest this particular, break the retest the excuse me, break the retest. I mean, retest the breakdown, unfortunately. And then you want to target wherever we created a base, and the closest area that we created the base is down here. Base of the high, base of the low, which is also down here, right? See how this works? Yeah, I can't see us not getting back down to the teens. If we're lucky, 21, 22,000, but likelihood it's going to be like the 19 area, unfortunately. Let me see order blocks. We have a lot of bullish order blocks, though. Bullish order block, bullish order block. Crazy bearish order block over here. Let me see this right now. The monthly down here is going to be awesome. A lot of people are actually expecting, my friends also from Wall Street, a lot of people are expecting us to retest this 13.9 mark, which is going to be like a 14K retest, which is going to be close, break above, come back down, retest the monthly level, which is going to be anywhere between 34 is something like that. Do something like this, and then collapse, and then slow, deviate. Once you deviate to the top. This is what a lot of my friends are expecting on the higher end. People that are actually in hedge funds, unfortunately. And they don't use technical analysis, but they threw numbers on me between 11,000 and 13,000. So the only technical path that I can paint after they told me those targets is this particular path right now. Again, these people don't use technical analysis, guys. They just go by numbers. They think that 11,000 to 13,000 will get targeted. Not financial advice for anybody. Guys, trade safe. I still expect us to overall go higher between $32,000 and $34,000. And then we'll reevaluate and see where we're going to be. But if this uptrend takes place, like I'm looking at right now, once the weekly bearish order block resets itself, it's going to be a multi-month uptrend. I hope it comes from 19,000 or 20,000, and it does not come from 32 or 34, because if it does, it's going to be a smaller gain. I want it to come from teens, because if it does come from the teens, all these altcoins are going to freaking fly like 3x. Guys, cheers. Have a wonderful day.